the sample size with these lineups has gotten a little bit bigger. What are the things you're liking and not liking about what you see it?
Oh, I think we're doing a good job. I think we're doing a good job basically in everything we're doing except the turnovers. The turnovers is, it's been kind of our Achilles heel. We're putting ourselves in a position where we're trying to defend live turnovers, and it just doesn't work out very good in this league. But I think our ball movement, I think we're doing a better job of understanding, the dynamics between Zion and BI and Zion and the other guys where he wants the ball and things like that. We still got to remember that he's played less than 10 NBA games, so it's still a learning process for us. But I think our guys are doing a good job of just trying to make it work and creating chemistry and understanding ball movement and cuts and people movement.
What do you think? How is he adjusted to everybody here looking for this 19-year-old kid to talk and that kind of responsibility?
Well, the only thing he got going for him is this kind of been his normal for the last 2 or 3 years really since his high school days. So he's accustomed to that. He's a really bright kid and understands the dynamic of the media. So it's not anything that's intimidating to him. I don't think. If you ask him if he wanted to do it every day, I'm pretty sure he would say no. But I think he understands, that this is part of it.
He had his toe yesterday. He was on the injury report. He was off the injury report. Do you have to watch him at all?
He's fine. He's fine. Okay. Tom Brady was fine. I think Tom was on there every week, right?
He was.
Okay. Well, I think he's fine.
It was just something that popped up after the last game?
He's fine. Okay. I mean, it's not even open for discussion. It's not anything. Okay.
Alvin, the Bulls here talk a lot about the rebuild and what stage they are in this rebuild. Do your young guys talk about this thing as a rebuild that you're doing? Do they talk about it as just young guys that are kind of up and coming, excited? I mean, what's the context of how this thing's looking?
We've never talked about rebuild. The only thing that we've talked about is taking our team and trying to have them play at the highest level that they possibly can play. I think we got a good young players, and obviously experience become really important in those situations right there. And the more they play together, the more comfortable they feel with each other, and the more they play together, the more experience they'll have as far as the NBA and how it operates.
Alvin, what do you notice?
No. Go ahead.
We work together once.
Okay.
You mentioned B.I. What have you liked about how he's progressed this season?
Oh, I think the thing with B.I. is that, he's put in the work. He's put in a lot of work, from the time, he got released medically to be able to get on the court. He's worked on his three-point shooting. He's worked on his ball handling, free throw shooting, all of those things he's gotten better at, and continue to work on defense, because the one thing that we keep emphasizing to him that with his length and the way he can move his feet, that he should be a top defensive player in this league, and that's the area where he'll continue to work and get better. All right, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No problem. I always defer to Layla. Zion's making his first regular season stops in all these arenas. What do you notice about the energy inside the when he's on the road for the first time?
It's just different. I've been around a lot of guys, obviously with, Steph in that group at Golden State, and, Blake in that group, and, even David Robinson and guys like that. It's just a different vibe altogether with him, I think they can relate to him. He's a 19-year-old, and, most of the kids are, his age and stuff that wants to come and see him, and he's just a real personable guy. He's that, and he plays, the excitement that he plays with and the plays that he can make, I think, people enjoy seeing. So, it's just kind of who he is, really. I can't explain it, though. I really can't. It really is a phenomenon. That every city, everything, we get to a hotel at 3 in the morning, and, there's 25, 50 people out there, that wants, autographs or whatever. So, but he's handled it well. He really has done a good job of handling it.
Player-wise, who do you compare him to?
No one. No, really, I'm not. When I say that, everybody said Charles Barkley or this guy right here, but I just think he's altogether just a different player, than anyone. And I'm sure if he could be compared to Charles, he would like that. But Charles was a great player, but he's just his own guy, and I think he'll tell you that himself, that he just want to be the best Zion.
Are you concerned at all that he can play at his size in the NBA level and handle the durability of 82 nights?
I don't know why he wouldn't be able to do that. First of all, he's just coming back, and he's played, I guess, 7 or 8 NBA games. I don't think anybody's going to be in midseason form that have played 7 or 8 NBA games. But I mean, I'm fine with where he is and what he's doing, and I think you guys got to look past this thing that everybody talks about. His durability because of the size that he is or whatever. He's going to be fine.
You said it's just a couple of games. How exciting is this for you, though, to work with a player like him, to see the potential?
Oh, I think you get a situation, where you coach a player of that nature that could be a generational player. I mean, I think you get really lucky, and then we get extremely lucky in the fact that he's just so coachable, and he wants to learn and he wants to be a great player. So he's willing to listen, and he's willing to listen to the veteran players on our team. I think JJ and Drew and even Faves have been there and have talked to him about certain situations. And as I said, the night that we were here and won the lottery, although we couldn't say who we were going to pick, I think everybody had a general idea who we would pick.
Drew's been a topic of conversation for a lot of people like us the past few weeks. What do you think about the way he's handled all of the speculation leading up to the deadline today?
Oh, guys, I think when you've been in this league a few years, you understand that that's just a part of it, and everybody's name is thrown out there, and there's a ton of guys, 30, 40 guys that, they've talked about being traded, things like that. And I think it's just something that you don't really bother about giving any time to. If it's going to happen, it would happen, but most of the guys just go about their business and not worry about it.
Are there any measures you have to take to keep Zion grounded? He seems pretty naturally humble.
Nah, his mom keeps him grounded. His mom and dad. We don't have to worry about that one. Trust me on that, okay? He's grounded, and he'll be grounded, okay?
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I just think he's a real personable guy. I just think he's a good guy. I mean, like I said, he's a great teammate. I think you talk to anybody at Duke or anywhere he's been, and he's a great teammate.